Welcome, everyone, to the DUB Success Series, where we cultivate your belief system for success. I am your host, Y. Nelson Thomas, and I want to know, do you believe? Do you?
Do you believe? I want to know. Do you? Do you believe? 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 I want to know. Do ya?
Greetings again, ladies and gentlemen, coming back to you on this beautiful Sunday night. It's been a long day, had a lot going on. Beautiful time with my kids, hanging out today with my wife, and just really enjoying this beautiful day. And as I wind down my day and making sure that I stay true to my 100-day podcast challenge, which has been going on now for, I think, maybe almost a month. So it's been a beautiful experience, and I'm super excited to have the opportunity to be able to share and develop content for anybody who's willing to take the time to listen to me. I certainly appreciate it. Truly do. Truly appreciate it. But today I was really thinking just about a lot of things that are going on in the world. I'm looking at California and the fires that are destroying these people's homes, their property, people losing businesses. I think it's over 40 people who lost their life. A couple weeks ago, we had one of the biggest mass shootings in modern history. A couple weeks before that, we had a hurricane that hit Puerto Rico, devastated that island. Prior to that, we had the hurricane that hit Florida and the other islands out there. And then before that, we had Hurricane Harvey, which flooded Texas and left people stranded, homeless, and took lives away. And then around that same time, we had the earthquake that hit New Mexico and killed, I don't even know what the death toll is down there. But it seems like our world is dealing with a lot of turmoil right now. It's like we're all going through something, but somebody else's situation, chances are, is probably worse than whoever may be listening to me right now. I'm thinking about the children who lost their parents, and thinking about the parents who lost their kids, and the business owner who lost their business, and the families who lost their home. And I think that it's time for us to just realize how blessed we are. Because if you're in a situation where you haven't had to deal with any of that level of adversity or dealing with those particular tragedies at this moment in your life, then I think it's a great time for us to count our blessings and really thank God that we are in a place where we are not dealing with that level of adversity right now, because those people are truly dealing with. And I'm thinking right now, I'm sitting in my little studio that I have set up to do my podcast when I'm inside the house, and I'm thinking about, just looking at the light, just something as simple as my light is on inside of this little room that I'm in right now. And I'm thinking about the people in Puerto Rico. Many of them don't have clean running water right now. Many of them don't have electricity. It's a huge portion of the island that's without electricity. And I saw something today that stated that certain parts of the island might not have electricity until December, mid-December. And that really does, put a lot of things into perspective for me. Obviously, I'm a go-getter. I'm very ambitious. There's some things that I want, some things that I'm striving for. But truthfully, if I don't achieve anything else, or if I don't, reach the millions of dollars status and all of those things, the truth of the matter is I'm still truly blessed. I have my home. We have our home. I have my wife and my kids. We have vehicles outside that we could drive. I have my health right now. I'm getting ready to celebrate another birthday. And when I think about all those people who would never have the opportunity to celebrate another birthday with their loved ones, or with themselves for that matter, it really does put into perspective that we are truly blessed. And the one thing that I've learned when I'm dealing with my own problems and my own adversities, one of the ways that I use to help me deal with my personal adversities is I help someone else who's less fortunate than me. Because I truly do believe in the philosophy that it's better to give than to receive. And me giving to someone who has less than me is a form of healing. So I'm very conscious of the fact that I could complain. I could indulge in my ambitions and look at what I don't have, but at the end of the day, what I do have is beautiful. We have a beautiful home. I have beautiful kids. I mean, both of my parents are still alive. I mean, it's just the small things. And a lot of times we get so caught up in, I have a speech called We Got Now that really hits this on the head. And as I was, delivering this address, I talked about how many of us are so overly ambitious about the potential of the future that the thoughts and idea of getting ahead almost seem natural. And then there are many of us who are inundated by elements of the past, things that are gone, things that we cannot change, to the point that we really can't embrace the moment that we're in. So opposed to thinking about where you were, opposed to thinking about where you could be, I want you to think about where you are right now and be happy that you are where you are. Because if you are able to hear my voice right now, if you're able to hear these words, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter how bad it may appear to be, no matter how adverse your situation might be, you are still very, very blessed. You are super blessed. And I would recommend that you keep that into proper perspective and thank God for blessing you, for keeping you. If you're not hurting right now, if you're not in pain, then you should thank God for that. Thank God for the simple things. And I was talking to my wife about this earlier, is that sometimes no matter how small the win is, you got to celebrate it. Get that momentum going. Create that momentum that's going to propel you into the direction of being the person that God called you to be. Because if we get caught up in the potential or what we could be, or the elements of the past, things that we cannot change, it only takes away from the present moment that we're living in. And if we look at where we are right now, then most of us will realize that life is pretty good, that God is good, that we are okay, and that the adversity that we are facing right now is only going to crystallize our potential to help us become the people that God created us to be. So I just wanted to just check in and just say it's just time to be thankful and to be appreciative, and know that you may be going through something right now, and not to compare to say that the people in Puerto Rico are any worse off than some of the people in Texas. But a lot of times when we're dealing with our own individual adversities, it's good to think about the fact that there is someone who's dealing with a lot more than we are dealing with, and develop that level of empathy, because life is not all about our little problems, because there are certainly people out there who are dealing with things that are way worse than what you and I are experiencing right now. So as you know, I am keeping true to the 100-day podcast challenge, where I will be uploading a new episode for 100 days in a row. And I want you to tune back in through the week, Monday through Friday. We are still covering the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, which I am using as a guide to help me develop and cultivate my leadership skills and ability. And also we're doing the 100-day Love Dare, the Intimacy Challenge, and using the 40-day Love Dare as a guide for that. So we will pick back up on that on Monday. So for those of you who are listening right now, go back, listen to some of the previous episodes, see exactly what some of the Love Dares are and some of the leadership laws that we have been covering, and use the weekend to reflect on what you've done, what you could have done better, and what you're going to do the next week. So on the weekends, I'll take off from those things just to make sure that we can reset, we can review what we've done in the past, and we can apply it, because there's really no benefit in acquiring a whole bunch of knowledge, a whole bunch of information, and you don't apply it. So opposed to just cramming a whole bunch of stuff on you, I want to give you the weekends to review what we've already discussed, come up with a strategy, a game plan, and continue to move forward and propel yourself into the direction of the person that God intended for you to be. So thank you, everyone who's listening, everybody who's tuning in. I want to encourage you to help somebody in some way, whether it be donating to the hurricane victims, whether it be sending clothes to those people in California who lost their home and all of their possessions, whatever it is. But there is somebody out there who is a lot less fortunate than you are, and I want you to see what you can do to help somebody else out? What can you do to make this world a better place? What can you do to make a contribution to society and to this world? And I want to encourage you to continue to live by the golden rule. The golden rule says you treat others the way that you want to be treated. So if you want to be treated royally and like a king, then treat somebody else that way and start that reciprocal process, because before you know it, that same energy that you put out is going to come back to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for everybody who tuned in to another episode of the Do You Believe Success series with me, your host, Y. Nelson Thomas. We are here to help cultivate your mindset and your belief system for success. And I'm super excited, honored, and pleasured to have you tuning in. And we will be back here shortly. Less than 24 hours, guys. And yeah. Before we get up out of here, one last question I got to ask you, as always, do you believe? Do you believe? Hey guys, you be blessed, and I'll see you back here shortly.
Do you believe? I wanna know. Do ya?